because I just hate doing that and they're expensive. But anyway, that's not why you're here to listen to me talk about my glasses and my contacts and stuff. Jerry, just Easton, can you pull a screenshot up? Jerry's on his way, guys. But anyway, this is the Eli and Jerry show. No, it's not. Oh my God, don't tell Jerry I said that. It's a Jerry and Eli show. Oops. Jerry and Eli show. Send scene, Easton. You don't have it up yet. It's okay though. Is Easton not here? Easton's here. Okay, now it's good, Eli. Oh, we're muted. Okay, good. You just heard me rambling. You would have heard me rambling about how I need to order new contacts, and so I had my glasses off, and I don't like having like the glare because like I have a bright light right there. You can see it when I turn. Like I have a bright light right there. I used to have one up there, but it stopped working. Harry Potter knows dingers. Yes. Hang on, I gotta tell my dad that I'm doing a show right now, or else he's gonna get mad at me. That's what I got from Jerry. This is gonna be bad. I'm guessing what happened is, I mean, potentially the worst beat I have ever seen last night happened to Jerry, and I feel awful. Here's what happened. He bet on Alex Verdugo and Kevin Pillar both to hit a home run. Right? It was plus 10,350, $10 to win 1,000 on a 2-leg. Alex Verdugo hit one. That was plus 1,000. So we needed Kevin Pillar plus 850. Hit one out, I guess, but it was overturned. It was a foul ball. Like it looks like it was the correct call, but like the notification came up that he hit a home run, and so Jerry thought he won $1,000, and that's tough. That is tough. Like that is maybe the worst beat I've ever seen on a baseball bet. On a home run bet, I mean, I think I don't know if anything comes close. The notification comes up that he won $1,000 off a $10 bet, and then it gets reversed. That is tough. And then I was asleep. I woke up at like my kid had a rough night sleeping wise, so I woke up at like midnight or something like that, and I scrolled through the home run list, and I saw Kevin Pillar. I was like, holy shit, Jerry won. So I texted him, and he's like, no, I'm gutted. It was reversed. I'm like, oh, that's tough. FanDuel cashed out. Yeah, that sucks. Adam, I think they might. Yeah, they're gonna reverse. They might reverse your balance though. That's tough. Them tweeting out the graphic later too. Yeah, that's just. Has a worse beat ever happened on a home run bet? I don't think so. Actually getting the notification that you won. Imagine that feeling. Hopefully most of you have experienced that feeling. It is unbelievable. It's hard to compare anything to it. And then it was taken away. What's up, Vinny? Let's talk a little bit UFC before Jerry gets here. I'm not sure when he's going to show up. He probably, but I said all that to say, I'm guessing after that happened, he, indulged in some alcoholic beverages, and that's why we're here. So that's tough. Big changes this week. UFC, Conor McGregor not fighting on UFC 303. Low-key, it is a much better fight card now, though. I'm going to be honest with you. It was Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler, and I honestly don't think that fight would have been that fun. I think Conor McGregor, as much as I am not a fan of his, I don't enjoy him as a person. Kind of sucks. I just don't like him. I don't like Michael Chandler either. I think Conor McGregor was going to roll over Michael Chandler, and if that fight ever does happen, I still think that's going to be the case, just because the skill gap there is huge. It's huge. But the UFC 303 previously was pretty much that fight, and then a bunch of randomness that, like, hardcore fans like myself only kind of think was going to be fun. Alex Pereira, Yuri Prochazka, that's going to be electric. I think Alex is going to win. Again, I think he's probably going to knock him out. But that's an awesome fight. Honestly, it's a more exciting fight in terms of like stakes and everything than McGregor Chandler. Obviously, Conor McGregor, you can't replace him. Brian Ortega, Diego Lopez, that fight is awesome, dude. That fight is so sick. I don't know what the Easton, can you check the odds on that fight? I have no idea what they are. I don't even know what they should be. Like I'm a Brian Ortega fan for some reason. Like I think he's kind of just been through a lot. I think everybody writes him off as he's a bad fighter. His jiu-jitsu is maybe the best in the UFC, and everybody else just kind of thinks that's all he does, and he should lose fights. Somehow he just wins fights that he shouldn't. Diego Lopez is electric as a fighter. That fight is awesome. That fight is awesome. And if Diego Lopez is favored by how much? What's the line? Plus 114 for Ortega. I was hoping that number would be a little bit bigger, and I was going to fire on it because I think Ortega is definitely live. But that fight's going to be so sick. Anthony Smith, Carlos Olberg is going to be a more competitive fight, I think, than Jamal Hill and Carlos Olberg. I think Jamal Hill was probably going to win that fight and maybe even make it look easy. I think Olberg should beat Smith, but I think that's going to be a solid fight. And Ian Machado, Gary, Michael Page is what was already on the card, but that fight's sick. The UFC 303 is now an electric fight card, top to bottom, honestly, on the main card at least. And it wasn't really the case. Like getting Alex and Yuri at the top of the card, and then adding in the incredible fight that is Ortega and Lopez, and you also get, I think, an upgrade just in terms of competitive fight. Smith Olberg, that's awesome. Machado Gary and Michael Venom Page should not be on the early prelims. Is that legit? Site update is fire. Thank you, dude. I spent so much time on that. I'm glad you like it. Hopefully makes sense. I'm playing around with bat speed a little bit more too. I think there's going to be a lot more we can do with it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check my tweets from today. I finally released a bat speed tool. This season we have bat speed numbers on every swing that's happened in baseball. So it took me a long time to figure out how I wanted to like present that data in a way that I think matters. And I still think exit velocity is a much better metric and a much better predictor, but I think it is important to see if anybody is for some reason swinging harder now than they were, right? So I'm looking at the last 5 games of average bat speed and the versus their season. You can also do the same thing with exit velocity. Also added day game filters to the exit velocity log as well as home and away, and added the pitch name so you can see, oh, it looks like Aaron Judge is pretty much only barreling up fastballs. I made that up. I don't think that's the case, but what's up, Bobby? What's up, guys? So yeah, check out the new tools on the site. Disagree. I think Goldberg is legit too. I think it's a pretty big step up. I'm not as high on Jamal. Like I before this last fight, I was a big Jamal Hill fan. It kind of just got cringy to me. This is a step up. This is a big step up for Olberg. Alonzo Minifield is a solid fighter. I mean, he beat the hell out of him. But there's not a name anywhere in the ballpark of Jamal Hill's skill level in Olberg's record. Now he could have absolutely won that fight. Maybe we'll see it at some point. But I don't know. I wasn't super excited about that fight, just to be honest. Again, probably because I'm just down as a Jamal Hill fan right now, just because he's been super cringy and it's getting on my nerves. I'll be honest, I haven't watched a ton of Olberg, so that fight didn't excite me. But I think Anthony Smith, Carlos Olberg is going to be a solid fight. I think Olberg is going to win. But Anthony Smith has shown that he can hang around. Like the fact that he's still fighting and still kind of relevant, that's pretty cool. Jamal Hill ruined it. Yeah, stuff. What's up? Jerry's here. So I guess, yeah, real quick, Jerry is here. I didn't do a ton of research on the fights tonight. I do think Tetsuro Taira is going to win. I think he probably wins by submission, but Alex Perez, I think, is really live. Like, I think Alex Perez is kind of being written off here. And I think it could end up being a pretty boring fight. Now, I'm talking about Alex Perez, Tetsuro Taira, the main event in the UFC card tonight. I don't know. Alex Perez has really solid takedown defense, and if Tetsuro Taira can't get the takedowns, I think we could see a long, drawn-out, I don't know, just kind of boring jab contest. And I think Alex Perez could. I could definitely see Perez winning by decision here. I do think it goes long. I lean the over, which is kind of weird in this weight class. But anyway, Jerry's here. Let's bring him in, and we can talk about some baseball. Is that cool, guys? See how Jerry's doing, how he's feeling about his life. While I transition my brain into MLB mode. Oh, I guess UFC Saudi Arabia. That's tough. I really want to see Hamzat fight Robert Whitaker. Robert Whitaker now taking on Ikram Alexerov. That's a really dangerous fight for Robert. I still think Robert probably wins that, but Ikram Alexerov I think is legit, and that's going to be a hell of a fight, and it's going to be tough for Whitaker on short notice to prepare for him. But anyway, is today the day for a whale lock? I don't ever feel good about bringing out that language again. You know, when I first did that, I didn't have that many followers on Twitter, and if I do it now, it feels irresponsible. Do I still like Green with Grandpa out? Not as much. I'm gonna be honest with you. Gotta be honest with you. That's a tough look for me. Who is pitching instead of Justin Verlander? Do we know that? That's big news. Is Jerry here or what? There he is. Hi, Jerry. How's it going, bud? Muted?
I'm just kidding. I made believe. I made believe.
Spencer Air. You're more chipper than I expected.
You know what? Bad things happen. Bad things happen to good people sometimes, right?
Yeah.
You just got to accept it and move on.
True.
The reason why I'm smiling, I think I'm going to have sex tonight. I think. I don't know. We'll find out.
All right. Well, keep us updated on that. Spencer Arrighetti is pitching in place of Justin Verlander. That's not great because I'm be honest with you guys, I'm on Riley Green. We're jumping the gun a little bit. I'm on Riley Green. I don't love it as much. Without Verlander. Yeah, I did. I talked about how bad of a beat. I think that has to be the worst beat in the history of home run bets. What you experienced last night. That getting that feeling, seeing the notification that you won, and getting that feeling of that is like it's hard to explain to somebody who's never had
not only a win, but a plus 10,000 hit.
I was on 1,000 on a plus 1,000 and a plus 852 leg like that. That would have been an insane hit, man.
That would have been the most beautiful $1,000. Such a simple parlay, 2 legs. I felt good about. And by the way, Pilar hit the ball hard all night long. He was going for it. He hit a double. He hit a bunch of fly balls, relatively deep. I felt so good about him. But it is what it is. But it also sucks because I don't know if you saw, but I had 2 parlays in for the nightcap. I had that going. Then I had a run RBI with the Mariners and the Rangers, and all I needed was an Adolis Garcia RBI with like 2 or 3 at bats left. And I said, all right, this could happen, a bunch of ways. He could hit a home run. He could do this. He hit a double with nobody on. That was going to be it. And I lost that parlay too. And that was a plus 2,200. But God tests his toughest soldiers. I'm telling you right now.
It's true.
He tests his toughest soldiers. I don't know why he's testing me, though. Oh, my God. I had a meltdown last night. I had an absolute meltdown last night. I was throwing shit around. I think my neighbors called the cops. They knocked on the wrong apartment. I don't know. It's bad.
It's tough. And I did feel I told him what happened too. That I woke up and I just scrolled through the notifications for who hit a home run. I was like, oh my God, Jerry won. If you're just joining us, only here to see Jerry, I understand. Thank you anyway. Call from telemarketing. I'm going to deny that. Jerry had a 2-leg Alex Verdugo and Kevin Pillar home run ticket, $10 to win 1,000 on 2 legs, and got the notification that he won, and Pillar's home run got overturned. Right, I will say rightfully so. Looked to me like a foul ball. But that is the most. That's got to be like the most brutal.
What's worse about it
ever.
is originally they said foul ball, right? They got together and they said, all right, that was a home run. Then they actually did an official review and they said foul ball again. It was literally it is what it is. But some people still made money. I'll say that.
Yes, it does look like maybe balances are being adjusted or something, but that's tough. No.
People still made money.
That's good. That's great news. Jerry's as new as it gets is what I'm gonna tell you guys. I don't care if I think his bets today are the worst bets I've ever seen. I'm probably gonna tail everything, even if he has 100 of them. which he probably won't because he's a responsible gambler. But let's jump into the games. Oakland Athletics, Minnesota Twins, Joey Estes getting crushed by lefties, by the way, and Bailey Ober getting crushed by righties. There was a lot of things I looked at here. Shea Langeliers, I feel like good chance to go back to back after completely
That was
ruining
the
my
play.
life Wednesday. Was that?
That was the play. That's what I wanted. I was so pissed when he wasn't in the lineup.
Oh, he's not playing today? Yeah.
No.
Well, that's good. I needed him Wednesday to win $2,500 or something off $10. Annoyed. Didn't happen. I also think one of the lefties on the Twins probably goes. I was between Kepler and Kirillov. Only really two you can choose between. I think one of them goes, and I think it's a good chance either Royce or Buxton goes too. I couldn't decide on anything. I don't have a bet. You have a bet? You just woke up, so you probably don't really have it.
So I was aggravated, right? Because every sign pointed to Shea Langeliers because of the fact that Ober is a reverse split pitcher and Shea is a reverse split hitter this season at least, and he's crushing righties.
Yep.
So all the signs pointed to this guy was going to go back to back today. He's not playing today. I understand it's a Saturday. So I ended up forcing a little bit. I mean, Shea Langeliers, to be fair, wasn't getting great odds anyway. I think his odds before it closed was the best line was plus 420 on FanDuel. So it's not like he was going to make you a killing if he hit a home run. But there is a play in this game that I personally like to correlate towards the guy is seeing the ball well. J.D. Davis walked twice yesterday. Also hit a baseball very hard. So I think he's trending towards maybe a slight power surge. Obviously, he's a right-hander. Ober is a reverse split guy. I think there's a chance we see a little bit of a power surge from J.D. Davis here. So I'm going to take a shot at his odds are reasonable at plus 680. That's more what I'm looking for is something, if he doesn't do it, you're not really that devastated. It's not like you're betting Matt Olson at plus 225 and he freaking grounds out 4 times. So if I'm going to take a shot in this game, I'm going to take a shot on the odds and player that I think is about to go on a little bit of a surge.
I don't mind that, actually. That's not a guy that jumped at me today, but digging into it a little bit more, hasn't hit a fly ball in the last 5 days, so that would be the main concern for me. Last 5 games, 108.3 average exit velocity on fly balls and line drives. That's obviously only line drives because he doesn't have one. On the season, he is 17% of his strikes are him swinging at a pitch out of the zone. Last 5, he has not done that. That is 0. So what you said, I think you hit the nail on the head. He's seeing the ball well right now. He's not chasing anything. So that's pretty cool.
And I think he hit one yesterday in yesterday's game. I think he hit one 108 miles an hour, albeit I think it was a ground ball, but
108.3 mile per hour line drive went 348 feet.
So that's a good sign.
Andre Payante, did I say that right? Palante or Payante? How would you say that?
I'm sorry?
Andre Palante or Payante? It's the double L's.
You say it how you want to, pal.
But how should it be said?
Don't even try to say it with a Spanish accent. Just say it. Say it the Caucasian way. No one's offended.
Palante, Shohei Imanaga, and the Cardinals and the Cubs. Palante is getting crushed by righties. I couldn't get there on anybody, to be honest with you. I couldn't get there on anybody. Seiya was kind of at the top of the list, as well as Morel, kind of. Seiya had that run where he was destroying the baseball. Looks like he's cooled off a little bit.
He still is. Last game he hit, albeit it was into the ground. It was he still hit another baseball yesterday, 108 miles an hour versus a right-hander. He's still crushing righties. I'm going to be honest. I want to bet on Paul Goldschmidt.
Okay. Against Imanaga.
Listen, Imanaga has been fantastic. He's given up 4 home runs in the last 3 games. Paul Goldschmidt is really starting to come around now. He's not murdering the baseball, but he's hitting lefties pretty hard. hard enough that it looks like he's almost back. So I just hate the odds, and it's one of those things where you look at the odds, and you're like, these fucking sports books, man, they just see the name. You know what I mean? They see the name and they're giving you shit odds because in the back of my head, I want to bet Seiya Suzuki, but I think the cat is out of the bag now with that guy, and like everybody I see is on him. So something's keeping me away from betting on Seiya because I think it's just because everybody, it's like a mainstream thing now. We were talking about this, I think like a week and a half ago. He was starting to hit righties hard, and once I see everybody on, it's such a weird, stupid mentality to have. When I see a bunch of people, I just don't want to be in the same play as a bunch of people. So,
fair, it's valid.
Personally, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bet on Paul Goldschmidt. It's not good odds, but like I said, you look at his stats versus lefties recently. I'll give you the stats right now. Let's go to this stupid website called dganalytics.com. Very, very silly website by this. I don't know what kind of nerd put this thing together.
You know what's funny is I didn't ever really say the name out loud before I made the website. So like it looks cool, like in writing. I think like, analytics, degenerate, just a combination of the two, like that just made sense to me. Degeneratics is hard as hell to say. That's a tough look by me. I've thought about changing it several times. Don't know what I would change it to. Don't want to go through the process, but that's tough, Didn't say it out loud. If you're gonna start a company, say the business name out loud a few times before you actually, buy a domain and market it to people.
Yeah. So Goldschmidt, the last 3 games, he's hit a ball mild, 95, 98, and 103 off lefties, just off lefties alone in the last 3 games. So he's definitely barreling the ball a lot better. And I don't know if you want to take into account, the last game of the last series versus the Cubs, he did hit 2 home runs. So maybe he hates the Cubs. Who knows?
Probably does. I mean, I don't know if hates the Cubs would be the right way to say it, but this is a guy who's been on this Cardinals team for a long time and just been a member of this rivalry. He might take these games a little bit more serious because he knows what it means to the fans. I'm just going to stat use Paul Goldschmidt stats. That game is in Wrigley, right? On the road versus Cubs. Just I don't know what it is, but
anyone else's FanDuel just lock every game. Hey Adam, I got news, buddy. You just got suspended.
Probably from the cash out. Congratulations, Adam, by the way. 12 home runs in 64 games in Wrigley Field. Paul Goldschmidt. That's solid.
That is solid.
Don't mind that pick either. So far, I don't have a bet yet, but Jerry likes JD Davis, Seiya Suzuki, Paul Goldschmidt. I might just run everybody that Jerry talks about today. That's how confident I am in this man right now. I just spelled Goldschmidt way wrong when I wrote it down, but it's fine. Carlos Carrasco and the Guardians. I think it's a bullpen day basically for the Blue Jays. I don't know. Jose Ramirez paternity list. I think nobody really jumped here, even though I think can expect some home runs in this game. Just pitching wise, I don't love betting on either one of these offenses. But Davis Schneider, maybe. What do you think? Anything? Everybody is locked on every game, FanDuel.
I don't know, man. This Toronto team is just. I'm trying to think. Have I gotten a Toronto Blue Jay right this season?
Literally everything on FanDuel is locked right now. That's not just baseball. It's WNBA, NBA Finals. Click on anything. It's all locked on FanDuel.
That's what we like to call an omen. They are so scared of the things that I'm going to say on this show that can potentially shut them down that they just locked the whole website.
That's tough, man. Jerry
Vinny, get out. Can we ban Vinny for what he just said? Get him out.
I was going to say, Vinny, I like you.
Don't ever use that stupid Y word
in here. Dangerous language in here,
It's the most stupidest fucking... Only a fucking dweeb would use that word. It's so stupid.
Hang on, I'm trying to find this super boost. Oh, yeah, what's this one? Brad wants me to take this super boost on Bet365 for him. I mean, for me. IDK, what my max is. Anyway, I don't know, Jared. I don't know. Giving out a pick from Brad here without running it by him. The Italy versus Albania super boost on Bet365. You were trying to do that, Vinny. Makes sense. Makes sense. Do you have a bet here in Guardians Blue Jays? No, because you don't. Yeah, it's. I haven't really gotten outside of Josh Naylor. It's been tough betting on either one of these teams.
Naylor, I barely know her.
Yeah. Okay, Patrick Sandoval and the Angels. Who's pitching for the Giants? Do we know? Keaton Wynn. Why isn't he showing up in the cheat sheets? Was he a late ad, or do I got to fix something? Yeah, I'm out. Out on this game.
I have PTSD, man. Just get me away from that game.
That's understandable. It's understandable. Trevor Rogers and the Marlins. Who's this guy? Hers? DJ Hers? Not his, hers, and the Nationals. Nothing.
This is where it's going to get tough. We don't have lineups for these games.
Yeah. Yeah. I have some bets anyway. We don't have lineups for the 4 o'clock games yet? That should be soon at least, right? Oh, let me see. Probably should have done like 1 o'clock or something. We have Guardians, we have Tigers, we have Astros. We have most of the 4 o'clock games, I think. Nothing from you here though. Marlins Nationals. Who hacked FanDuel? Was it you, Lowdown?
I didn't get this far.
You didn't get this far?
Lane Thomas is does he have two baseballs hit over 102 miles an hour versus lefties in the last 3 days?
Yeah, I can't get him right. But yeah, the last 3 of the 4 last baseballs he's put in play against a lefty has been a 102, 102.4, 102.6, 111 all line drives. He does have an okay fly ball percentage. It looks like he's only hitting fly balls against righties, which is kind of weird. Also hit one out yesterday. I don't know. I bet on Lane Thomas several times last year, never won anything, bases or home runs. Every time I bet on him, he went over. That's tough. No idea what we're talking about. ANO TV. Lane starting to hit home runs again. Lane, CJ Abrams.
I've never heard of the pitcher that the Nationals are sending out there. Never heard of this guy.
It's a kid. Doesn't he have a picture on ESPN? Although, wait, he's made 2 starts, I guess. Yeah, he's his 3rd start. 4.1 against the Braves, 2 earned, no home runs. 4 innings against your Mets, 4 earned, 1 home run. CJ Abrams is a day game warrior. That is true. That is true.
I think we got to attack the rookie, no?
Yeah. Yeah, but with who? You know, DJ Hers. He's a lefty as well. I don't like betting the righties on the Marlins right now. I don't feel good about it. Jake Berger is maybe starting to go a little bit. Yeah, Jake Berger may be the play, I guess. Ryan De La Cruz hasn't really hit a ball.
There was a point recently last year where we always bet Jake Berger versus a lefty.
233 slug against lefties. That's tough, man. It's tough. I do not watch soccer personally. Hey, hit the like button, guys, if you haven't already. Appreciate you being here.
Jake Berger has 2 baseballs hit over 112 miles an hour versus lefties in the last 3 days.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I think Berger is the play, my friend.
Phillies, Orioles, Taiwan Walker, Grayson Rodriguez. It is June Schwarber time, I think. Grayrod is good. So I did not pull the trigger there. But it could very well be Kyle Schwarber again, you know. David Fry, David Fry is weird because his home runs generally aren't hit that hard. Like when I look at exit velocity primarily, and like I guess his last home run was 104. Like he has a 97.5 mile an hour home run. He has a 97.7 mile an hour home run, a 93.8 mile an hour home run. So he has like 4 of his last 5 home runs have been under 100 miles an hour off the bat. So he doesn't really show up in my numbers, which maybe means I need to adjust something, right? Because I mean he's got 8 home runs in the season. Maybe in this weird dead ball year, it's more about like this is something I've thought about. Maybe it's more about who can just dead pull the ball, and locate I guess their home run better. I don't know, but David Fry is just never a guy that jumps out to me because the exit velocity has not matched the home run production. Basically, is what I'll say. Not telling you that's a bad bet, just why it doesn't show up in my process. Thoughts on Phillies Orioles? I don't have a bet here either. Although I had Baltimore lefty written down, and you can pick one. Wait, no, I do have a bet here. I'm betting Anthony Santander. I'm an idiot. We've talked about him a decent amount. This was yesterday. He did hit one out yesterday. 114 grounder, 103.6 mile an hour fly ball that did go out, 102.9 mile an hour fly ball that did not go out. That is against righties and lefties there. Hitting the cover off the ball, I think his day game splits are pretty much neutral. Let me double check that. No, he's actually better. He's actually a slightly better day game hitter. 20 home runs and 326 at bats going to the beginning of last year with a 506 slug in day games. Only drops to a 447 slug, but almost the same amount of home runs in day games and fewer at bats than night games. And this season actually has 8 home runs on day games and 117 at bats. Only 6 home runs night games and 125. So fewer at bats, day games, and more home runs. Good matchup here for him. Taijuan Walker has not been good. He's not been good at all.
He's been getting murdered versus lefties. Not necessarily for power, but they're hitting the shit out of him.
Santander is 3 for 9 with a double against him. So yeah, give me Santander as a lefty against a bad righty in a ballpark that is good for lefties to hit home runs, and I think the number is okay too.
Probably a good game to just take one hit for all the lefties, so it's thrown in a parlay.
Yeah, plus 440 for Santander, I think is too high. To be honest with you, I think I was expecting to see more like plus 400, plus 375 even maybe. I got four plays today, all of them above 400, and I think one of them maybe should be. The other 3 should not be. When I start to feel a little weird, but I like Anthony Santander plus 440. Thoughts on Gunnar? He's really good at baseball. Any given day, he can hit 2 or 3 home runs. What's the number for him? I prefer Santander today, but yeah, I like Gunnar as well. What do you think, bud?
I don't know.
Cool. I like it.
I don't think.
You like Santander? You like Gunnar? You like anything here?
I'll let you have this game.
Right,
I'm going to stay away. You bet this game, and I'm going to stay away.
Santander it is. Andrew Abbott and the Reds, Bryce Wilson and the Brewers, although there is an opener ahead of Bryce Wilson. It looks like Bryce Wilson is going to get the bulk. No bet here for me. I was close on Ellie. I was close on Jamer. I was close on Jake Fraley as well. But just ultimately didn't get there on anybody. Gunnar plus 350. Yeah, I just prefer. I think him and Santander I would almost put at like equal in my book for a home run today. So I'm gonna take plus 4 or whatever it is, plus 440 for Santander. Any thoughts on Reds Brewers?
I'm probably I didn't do it yet. Obviously, I'm not putting in a bet until I figure out lineups. Probably gonna go William Contreras.
Okay, that's a guy that I've had my eye on a lot, and haven't pulled the trigger, and he's hitting the ball hard most of the time.
I'm very curious what kind of nonsense happened at FanDuel that they're freaking out and shut the whole website down. I've never seen that before.
I remember it happening once or twice. Is it still? That's still the case. That's still the case. Dude, do you think it was you? Do you think you broke FanDuel? How many
Me?
people do you think played that bet last night on FanDuel?
Probably about like 20 something people.
20 or 30. I could have broken it, you know?
I don't think they were upset over $20,000.
That's true. That's true. Although we've talked about this before, like just in New York, like they have to pay like a 50% tax on revenue, which is crazy. Tells you how much they are winning and the public is losing. I don't have a bet here. Jack Flaherty, Tigers, Justin Verlander scratched Spencer Arrighetti for the Astros. I am on Riley Green. Already posted it. I probably would not have been on Riley Green if I could tell the future and foresee that Verlander was going to get scratched. I had lefty versus Verlander down. Not getting crushed necessarily by lefties, but he is giving up home runs to lefties at a decent clip. Arrighetti is, I think, a worse pitcher, but maybe better at keeping the ball in the park right now. So I don't know. It's weird. Plus 470 was the number for Riley Green. I'm guessing that maybe goes up. But I have 4 total guys to hit a home run today. 2 in the 4 o'clock slate and two in the 7 o'clock and later slate. So I played them all 4 together, and then I played 2. I split them up 2 by 2 instead of round robining. So I took Santander and Riley Green on a ticket that is $10 to win, $297. Yeah, Riley Green. I'm just very high on him as a ball player. Like I think he's very good, and I think we're only seeing a glimpse of what he can be. He's hitting the ball hard off of lefties too, which is a really good sign. Not that matters today, but had that 107.6 mile an hour fly ball yesterday. That was against Josh Hader, who isn't what he used to be, but that regardless is a very not fun at bat for a lefty. Josh Hader, and he hits the ball 107 mile an hour off the bat that goes 413 feet and stays in the park. So yeah, I'm gonna jump on Riley Green today. He is a bit of a streaky guy. He has been a fly ball machine, especially against righties. And that exit velo is coming up. So yeah, give me Riley Green at plus 470 before FanDuel broke. But yeah, bubbly, would you say? I don't know. What are you trying to say there, Bobby? Canada's fine. So just FanDuel US. It's tough. What do you think? Anything in this game?
Yordan Alvarez at plus 440 is pretty insane.
That is a crazy. Everybody is above plus 400 today that I looked at. It's just throwing me off.
There's no chance I'm not gonna take Yordan Alvarez at plus 440. Yeah. I mean, if you want to get technical, you look at the numbers of his exit velo versus righties in the last 5 days, right? It's murdering the baseball, albeit not a lot of home runs, but there's just no way I'm not taking this guy at plus 440. I mean, Jack Flaherty is Jekyll and Hyde syndrome. You don't know what you're going to get out of him, but that's just insane to me. I don't know. Maybe it's a scam. I'll take the bait.
I think there's a no sweat same game on FanDuel whenever it becomes not broken. There was a request to do that. I like that a lot as well. What about like a Yordan home run and then Riley Green either home run or just like 3 or 4 bases? You're probably gonna get a crazy number. I think you need 3 legs for the SGP. So maybe just throw in, I don't know, like a weird alt over or something. But we also need to assume that FanDuel is going to be unbroken in the next hour and a half, 3.5. 3.5 hours. I don't know. Maybe something like that for the no sweat. Whatever unbreaks.
Zero Ultra tastes like piss. Undead Punk. I don't know. I've tried all the monsters. The only one I like is the low carb.
I'm a big Red Bull guy. Oh, my sippy cup. Yeah, went to pick up my Adderall and use a 20 cent per gallon discount on Kroger points. Fill up the gas cans in the truck. for $100, a little over $100. It's crazy. Culver's right across the street from the Kroger, so stopped in, got some cheese curds, got a Coke. Cheese curds, by the way, I don't think there's a fast food side that comes close to the Culver's cheese curds. What you guys think? But Adam Mazur and the Padres, Jose Quintana and the Mets. This could be a fun one. I had Lindor written down. Don't know that I've ever been right on Lindor, so I just ended up passing. But yeah, nothing for me here. Tatis maybe.
Do we have lineups yet?
What's that?
Do we have lineups yet?
Don't know. I can look.
No, huh?
Verlander scratched due to neck discomfort. Now, last lineup was the Guardians 25 minutes ago.
Oh,
Machado home run. He hasn't hit very many. It's been kind of weird, right?
is FanDuel back up?
No. I can't get there on Manny personally, but I do think there's a hell of a ball player in there somewhere. So
when lineups come out, if Francisco Alvarez is in the lineup, I'm definitely betting him at plus. He was plus 470. I don't know what he's going to be after FanDuel opens up its website again.
No Culvers in Canada.
Oh my God! I just came up with a brilliant idea.
What's that?
Yordan Alvarez and Francisco Alvarez.
Oh,
Two-leg
parlay.
whale-cock parlay.
Can't miss now.
Is that how they say that? Like the kids these days?
Could be. Could be. You know what I want really badly is for Pickett to work with Bet365 again. Because I forget that I have that book after I waited so long and begged for them to come to Indiana. But since they are not supported by Pickett, I forget that I have it and I don't use it. That's tough. I was going to see what that line is on just Bet365. You know what I mean? Francisco Alvarez, Yordan Alvarez. I like it.
If you signed into FanDuel and saw $10,000 in your account that you knew you didn't win, are you telling anybody?
No.
You sure? You look like the type that would snitch on yourself. That you would contact support and say, "Hey, this is not my money. Please take it out of my account."
Yeah, that wouldn't be a thing that happened. Two-leg parlay of Francisco Alvarez, Yordan Alvarez, both hit home runs. 20 plus 2,100 on Bet365. I feel like we can get a better number somewhere.
We're gonna get a better number on FanDuel.
You think so?
Yeah.
What was Alvarez? What was Francisco Alvarez on?
Francisco Alvarez was plus 470 on FanDuel.
Yordan is only plus 320 on 365. Are you gonna watch the WWE pay-per-view?
The WWE pay-per-view? Probably not.
I would also be a no from me.
There's just
a bonus bet on MGM.
It's the off season right now for WWE. Wrestling sucks until SummerSlam. You know?
The juniors, ooh, Tatis, I'm assuming you're saying Luis Robert Jr., Bobby Witt Jr., Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Here's $50 free bets for your honesty. Bonus bets. They can't say free bets. That's illegal. What was I doing? Ooh, everything locked on MGM as well? Not everything. I don't know. Something's going weird with the books, guys. I don't know what's going on.
I wonder if there's a whole big scandal is about to come out about MLB and their umps, and they're all getting caught in a fucking gambling ring. There's some shady shit going on.
And the news that they're in cahoots with FanDuel and they only mess with the baseballs now on Tuesdays and Thursdays when they also have the profit boost on FanDuel. It's tough. I think that's going on. Anyway, let's talk about the Tampa Bay Rays and the Braves. Ryan Pepillo, Charlie Morton. No bet for me here. The Braves suck all of a sudden. Can't bet on the Rays. Can't get it right. Is it just me, or maybe it was just that one game I looked at for MGM? But it was the same thing. Everything was locked. Doesn't look like it's across the board on MGM. There are at least some odds available. Let me see. Is it just no? MGM's not crashed. Does not appear. It's every sport on FanDuel. Yes, it is every sport on FanDuel. You got anything on the Rays Braves game, bud?
You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen.
What's gonna happen, bud?
Matt Olson's gonna hit a home run in his first at bat.
Okay.
Not because I had him in a parlay for an RBI yesterday.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's probably the reason why. Anyways, irregardless. Ozuna, scumbag, by the way. 2 men on, hits a 3-run homer. Matt Olson gets up, hits a double. But guess what? Since scumbag Ozuna from the Braves hits a home run, nobody's on base, right? So he doesn't get the RBI. So,
guys, I don't know why, but scumbag, by the way, just really got to me right there.
There's no other better way to describe that guy. So
he is kind of. It just seems like a not great human, but is probably going to get some MVP votes this year. So that's kind of nice for him, I guess.
Matt Olson's probably going to hit a home run. I can't tell you why. I just told you why. And it doesn't make sense to you. It makes sense to me. I don't know if I'm going to bet it. I don't know. I'm pulling that. That is just me just talking. But he's probably going to hit a home run today.
I don't know why it's really hard for my brain to work today. You know what? I only had half an Adderall left, so I took that when I woke up, and then I took another one when I picked up my medicine. So I might have I'm supposed to take 2 a day, but usually I would be taking my second one like right now. I don't know.
What's the difference between Adderall and meth?
So Adderall is an amphetamine. Methamphetamine is a different kind of amphetamine.
They're both amphetamines.
Illegal. I've never done meth.
You do it every day.
No, incorrect. It's plus 2157 on DraftKings as well for the Alvarez parlay. One is legal, yeah, right. So you like Olsen there, okay? Carlos Rodon on the Yankees, Cooper Criswell in the Red Sox. Giancarlo, I'm gonna come out. Here we go. Giancarlo Stanton is plus 400 to hit a baseball over the fence, and the Green Monster is there. And Cooper Criswell has a 362 WOBA against righties, and Giancarlo Stanton is an alien, and I think on one of his hot streaks. And when he's hot, he's unbelievable, and he hits a lot of home runs, and it's plus 400. So I'm gonna bet on that. Anything out of you, bud? Devers is interesting as well, just because it's the Yankees. I just can't wait to auto bet Devers 5 bases if he ever faces Garrett Cole this season, which I don't know. I don't know if that'll happen.
I don't know. Maybe Verdugo for an RBI. He's fired up for this whole series. Did you hear what he said in the interview after?
I did not. I did watch I watched his chip around the bases, and I was cringing though. I'm gonna be honest. As a Yankees fan, who's not honestly coming into the season wasn't a huge Alex Verdugo fan, watching him run around the bases yesterday, that home run, I was cringing. Yeah, it's a tough look.
He's fired up for this whole series. And he said, first of all, it's got to be the most insulting thing you could imagine as a baseball player to go from the Boston Red Sox and get traded to the biggest rival in baseball. I don't think anybody can argue. This is the biggest rivalry in baseball history. The Red Sox and the Yankees, right? Would you say so?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's potentially, is there a bigger rivalry like it? And I can't speak to, I'm gonna say American sports because I can't speak to like the soccer and all of that. But I guess Lakers Celtics is probably up there. I feel like there's been more ugliness, like physical violence.
Well, you have some like, I mean, Bears Packers is forever, but you know, for the most part, one team has always stunk and the other team was good. It's never really made a lot of sense. But Red Sox and Yankees is a historic rivalry, and you're gonna tell me I'm a player on the Boston Red Sox, and you're gonna say, you know what, this is how low we think of you. We're gonna ship you to our most hated rival because we think you're shit and we may get something for you, and you're not going to come back to hurt us. I mean, there's very good reason for Alex Verdugo to want to just blast the Red Sox this whole series. And sure enough, you know, his first at bat, he had an absolute piss missile to center field. So he's fired up. He's probably going to have a really good series. So I would probably bet him for an RBI here.
Add into the fact that he was traded for 3 pitchers that I don't really think are going to turn into anything. Like it wasn't even like
Yeah, it wasn't like yeah.
I mean, Greg Weiser made some okay appearances. He throws that frisbee slider thing. Probably the biggest name of the three pitchers, but that's just yeah, I agree. Verdugo for an RBI, it's not a bad look, especially because it seems like everybody ahead of him gets on base too. Nathan Eovaldi in the Rangers, George Kirby in the Mariners. I'm on Giancarlo Stanton, by the way. No bet for me. No bet for me. Next bad lefty, Rangers see. I think it might be Zeke Duran time, but that's not today. It's like Celtics and Lakers. That's probably the Duke UNC. I don't know. To me, I think I don't know. I don't treat college rivalries as being as intense as professional rivalries for some reason. I know that's probably just a me problem. It's probably not the case, but I think Celtics Lakers is the best comparison because, like Jerry was saying, a lot of these rivalries, one team is usually good and the other usually bad. Celtics Lakers are usually both solid. Yankees Red Sox are usually both pretty good too. So
down south, I know what you're trying to say, but down south, some of these people put their college sports fandom over their religion and their family.
100%.
There's some absolute psychopaths, especially for Alabama. It's nutty.
Ever been to Alabama?
Have I ever been to Alabama?
Yeah.
I was gonna say something that's really mean, but I don't want to offend anybody in case they're from Alabama. I'm gonna bite my tongue for this one.
You into that, but yeah.
I know what you tried to do, and you almost did. I was very close to saying something very nasty.
And there's a lot of rednecks in Alabama, you know.
I was gonna say I have too many teeth, but
yeah.
Anyways, irregardless.
Never been married to your sister or anything, so haven't been to Alabama. Anyway, I like talking trash about Alabama for some reason. You have a bet? Do you have a bet in the Rangers-Mariners game?
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen in this game too, because I needed Adolis Garcia to get an RBI.
Oh, he's gonna hit one first at bat.
He's gonna hit a home run today. I mean, he's almost definitely gonna hit a home run today. That's just how this works with gambling, right? I need one RBI. I just need an RBI for a plus 2,200 easy hit, easiest cash I've ever had. A nice 4-leg run RBI, my favorite parlay that I love to do, that I always finish 3 out of 4 in. And then the next day, the guy always hits a home run, just to spite me.
Sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
What is so funny? What are you giggling about?
I'm assuming Mike said he's unsubscribing for that comment, the comment that I made about inbreeding in Alabama. No hard feelings. It was just a joke. And then Lowdown says, technically, she was my stepsister. I thought that was funny.
Excellent.
So you like Adolis Garcia for 3 RBIs?
I like Adolis Garcia to do a lot of things. Pause.
Cool. Seth Lugo and the Royals. I got 6 yards of motor today, so I'm trying to, move along, wrap it up. Yoshinobu Yamamoto and the Dodgers. Yamamoto's good. Seth Lugo hasn't been bad. Seth Lugo was, I guess he's able to give it up 9 runs in his last 2 starts, but they're keeping the ball in the park for the most part. Dodgers lineup is a little different, but I don't have a bet here.
Seth Lugo has been incredible.
Close. Sorry. OSU and Michigan
every fucking time I go to talk, this is like every episode. This is every single show. You say something, you got to bet here. As soon as I go to talk, you have to say something. You have to just say something out of your mouth, and it throws off my whole flow. I don't know why. It's like, I think it's the Adderall. I think it's something inside you that it's just like, I got to say something. Is that the ADHD OPP that you got? You got to say something?
Yeah, I guess. And when I'm talking, I'm not reading chat while I'm talking. So when you start talking, that's when I look at chat. And then if something catches my eye, I'm like, I just respond to it immediately instead of waiting. Like I should, like a good co-host. So I do apologize for that. And the mic is all yours, bud.
You got to get this disease you got under control.
Can't do it.
It's bad.
Nope.
Are you good now? Did you get everything you wanted to read out of chat? Okay. Very good. All right. Now I lost my train of thought. This is the bad. The damage is done. So I was ready to say something probably important. See, you got the ADD. I got something else. I got something that I just can't remember things what I'm doing. So we got 2 diseases that are conflicting right now. What
We
were
were
we
talking about the
talking
Royals
about?
Dodgers.
The
That
what?
helps. We were talking about the Royals Dodgers game. If that
Oh,
helps spark your memory.
all right. Check this out, okay? I'm trying to think of what I was gonna say. Give me a second. Okay, Royals, Dodgers. I was gonna say something. I was ready. I was so ready. The point was Seth Lugo. Here we go. Now I'm on to something. I'm okay. Seth Lugo gave up 9 runs in his last 2 starts. There may be something to it. When Seth Lugo was on the, obviously he's been tremendous. When Seth Lugo was on the Mets, the reason they tried to avoid him being a starter and didn't want to is because he had that partial tear of his UCL. And the doctors, he elected not to get surgery, and this could be a reoccurring issue in his career now. So he looked absolutely phenomenal. All of a sudden, he's starting to get a little tattooed here and there. There may be something to it. I don't know. There was something I was going somewhere with that, but I got distracted with your disease. So I don't know. I was going somewhere.
My dad says you're a big baby.
I am not a big baby.
Jared Jones, Pirates, Ty Bloch, and the Rockies. Ryan McMahon probably, but I didn't bet it. Personally. Anything for you?
What game is this?
Pirates, Rockies.
You know what sucks? So yesterday I bet O'Neal Cruz, and apparently so did the rest of the world. My backup, if obviously if I would have got the news earlier, I probably would have went Jack Suwinski. Jack Suwinski obviously had a home run. I don't know, man. This is probably the game. Hold on. I got to sneeze. I got to mute. Hold on. Wait. One more. All right. We're good. I just sneezed all over the place. There's snots all over my floor. I didn't get this far. Did you get this far?
Of course I did. I didn't bet it though. McMahon was the pick if I was going to make one, but I did not. Appreciate you guys saying you love the show and you think us arguing is funny. My dad's still talking shit, so that's funny.
Listen, Mr. Eli's dad.
DJ.
Don't ever confuse me with a Boston fan. That is the biggest disgrace you can do to somebody like me. Why is your dad so mean to me?
I actually don't know. I have no idea. I know he likes you. Oh, by the way, you were gonna get to meet my grandpa the other day when I tried to call you to get help with that light switch because my grandpa was there too. I was at my sister's house running some electrical stuff, just doing your job basically. Broke it, needed help fixing it. So I tried to FaceTime you on Messenger. I was gonna let you meet my grandpa, but you were asleep.
When my phone rings, I don't even look at it. There's nobody
Idiot.
that can contact me to make me answer the phone.
Yeah, so I'm not wearing it right now, but it's a pretty cool Apple Watch, pretty cool because now I have it set up that I basically only get notifications on my watch for messages and calls. So I feel like I've been better about responding to text. Usually I have like 400 or 500 plus unread text messages.
Listen, Mr. Eli's dad over here. Your son drives a beat up BMW that he's constantly fixing in his front yard all the time, and you're making fun of my Mustang? Are you kidding me?
It's in the garage. I might sell it soon. It just kind of sits in the garage. I don't really drive it. I think I'm gonna. Eli, you need to up the dose. To
meth.
That came in so perfectly because I read Eli, you need to up the dose, and then right after I read it, just in sync to math. Oh, that's funny. How many Elis does it take to change your light bulb? See, what I was doing was, it's a long story. But there was a drop ceiling in my sister's new house that she bought, and above it, literally just electrical wire basically like running across the drop ceiling. So I ripped the drop ceiling down, shows the original ceiling, and then there was just a wire. So I had to run that back up through the attic and down through the wall. And I'm not so good at light switches, so I broke it, but I fixed it. BMW, bring my wallet. Yeah. Hey, runs good. Has no business sounding as good as it does. But if anybody wants to buy a BMW 2006 330xi in Indianapolis, might be for sale soon. I'm kind of over having it. It's taking up space. Anyway, so no bet for you, Pirates Rockies. I need to go mow grass, bud.
Well, it's gonna be a righty. Look at it. Look at black splits.
Yeah, 405 woe, but to righties, crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a righty.
And there's like Brian Reynolds, I think, is about to go. I think Brian Reynolds is about to go. And I do like him more as a lefty, but Ty Block's actually kind of been tough on lefties. So I don't know. This is where I would almost prefer the switch hitters that I think are really good at just kind of pure bat to ball spills like Reynolds would see that and think, hey, maybe I should hit righty against this guy. I can do both. You know what I mean? But he's not going to do that.
I'm gonna have a play in this game for sure.
Maybe he'll tweet.
It's probably gonna be Henry Davis, honestly. That's a long shot.
I tried to get my dad to dig into the NASCAR markets and have a segment, but he didn't want to do that.
I think it's gonna be Henry Davis.
I can see that.
Don't give me the I can see that. That is the most bullshit thing people tell. I tell people that all the time. When I mention something, if somebody sends me a parlay or something like that, yeah, I can see it. I don't mean it. I'm just saying it to be nice. And I know what you're doing. So every time I hear someone else do it, I know that you just either disregard, don't care, or you're just making it up to make me feel better.
All right, so
no one's ever said I can see it and meant it, ever.
Henry Davis is the pick for Jerry in that game. White Sox, Diamondbacks, I'm betting Luis Robert. I'm not going to get into it super deep, but I'm betting Luis Robert. It's like plus 400. You kidding me? That rounds out my 4-leg parlay of Luis Robert Jr., Giancarlo Stanton, Riley Green, Anthony Santander. I don't love Riley Green as much with Verlander being scratched, just to be honest with you guys. So I ran those all four, and I also split them up 2 and 2 for the day games and the night game. So I ran Santander Green on one, and then Stanton Robert. But reading these names, Anthony Santander, Riley Green, Giancarlo Stanton, Luis Robert Jr., all of them are above plus 400. Like, that's insane. That's insane to me, and it makes me feel a little weird. Maybe what if FanDuel's home run algorithms like broke or something weird? And that's why, like Santander, Giancarlo Stanton, and Luis Robert, those three should not be above plus 400. They should not be. That's crazy. Stanton should be plus 285, 290. Luis Robert should be plus 325, and Santander should be plus 375. In my idiotic opinion. But you want to recap your bets so I can mow grass?
I don't know. I couldn't put them in.
Dude. I haven't mowed since Tuesday. It's getting bad out there.
I'm probably going to do a 5-legger and like a round robin by 3. I'm going to test my luck. By the way, I would have hit my round robin by 3 yesterday also with that Kevin Pillar home run.
Tough.
Yesterday really broke me.
Yeah.
But I'm not completely broken.
Never.
I'm going to take a long shot on JD Davis as soon as FanDuel opens back up, if it opens back up. If not, I'm going to have to take shittier odds. But he was plus 680 on FanDuel before. Now I'm on MGM right now, and it looks like he's plus 600 there. I don't think you're going to get better odds than FanDuel. FanDuel had some good odds today, man. I did look at Francisco Alvarez and Yordan Alvarez. No, it was not nonsense. Just looking at the last names. I like them both. And then something clicked in my head where I said, hey, these guys have the same last name. This would be a hell of a 2-leg parlay. FanDuel had Alvarez at plus 470, Francisco at plus 470, and Yordan at plus 420. Those were the best odds on any book. FanDuel is no longer. Maybe they got shut down and went bankrupt. Maybe the FBI raided them. Maybe there was some shady shit involved. I hope so. We'll find out.
It is crazy. I feel like last time this happened, it was a quick thing and it was back. It's been almost an hour.
Depending on what happened, if something happened where somebody cashed out like $1 million, that'll be insane. But usually they give out free bets or something.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
They can cover $1 million. Like We have currently suspended all sportsbook market at this time. We do apologize for the inconvenience and look forward to having this resolved as quickly as possible. That was 9 minutes ago. Imagine the money they're losing right now, though. How much money? I wonder how much revenue they make in an hour. I wonder how much money they just lost, literally. It's got to be an insane. It's got to be an insane number, guys. Insane. On a Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock.
This is the 5-legger I'm gonna put in. Obviously, I'm not doing this to hit the 5-legger. If for some stupid reason the stars align, holy shit, you know what I mean? But I'm doing this so I could do a round robin. If I hit 3, I make some money today. I am going. Hold on. I can't even put it in on BetMGM. Anyways, I'm gonna say it out loud. I'm betting Matt Olson and Adolis Garcia for reasons I told you before. I needed both of them to get an RBI. They didn't. There is some weird thing in the universe where the next day they hit home runs. This happens to me all the time. So if you don't want to bet that because of the nonsense reason, I understand. I'm also betting Yordan Alvarez and Francisco Alvarez for baseball reasons, not because their last name's the same. And I am betting on J.D. Davis as my long shot of the day to hit a home run. +6. It was +680 on FanDuel. I don't know if we're going to get better odds than that. We'll see.
I just did the math real quick. Randomly guess how much revenue you think FanDuel brought in 2023.
2023. I would say $587 million.
$11.8 billion in revenue. Billion with a B. Okay. And just adjusting that down, I think I did this math right. I did it really quick. That means not even accounting that today is a Saturday. So probably their biggest betting day of the summer. Just taking all of the hours in a year, that's $1.3 million that they've lost in the last hour. It's actually probably like double that. Because it's Saturday afternoon.
Holy shit.
So this is it's been a bad last hour or so for the FanDuel Sportsbook. So look for them to be very sharp tomorrow. That's a lot of money, man. Anyway, anything else you just recapped, right? While I was doing math, anything else we should talk about?
Oh yeah, and I want to do I gotta wait for the lineups. We'll see if Henry Davis is playing, but I do want to take a long shot on Henry Davis to hit a home run.
And then Verdugo 2 RBIs. Be cool.
So basically, I have 2 guys named Alvarez and 2 guys named Davis.
Makes sense. I'm on Santander, Riley Green, Giancarlo Stanton, Luis Robert. That's been the show. Appreciate you guys showing up on a not our standard time. I had a lot of stuff going on yesterday, and it was my fault 100%. So we just had a Saturday day game show. I like doing this. This is a fine time, I think. I don't know. We'll see you Tuesday, Dinger Tuesdays. Any final closing thoughts from you, my best friend Jerry?
Undead Punk, Corbin triple. Someone asked me before, they said, any triple bets? And the first person that came to my mind was Corbin Carroll. So
I can see it.
It is weird that you said that, Undead Punk. So maybe it's a sign. Maybe it's going to happen. So
I could see it. Appreciate you watching. Thank you for your time. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you have not.